How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. It has been experiencing a pullback alongside with the entire market. Many people are asking me questions. I'll answer some of them in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $2.36, being down 2.07%. On the low, it tested $2.35, and then on the high, testing $2.46. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 15.493 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 19.023 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we've seen a pullback in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 38.46. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So it is very clear we're trading below all of our major moving averages, and yes, BBIG is in a bear market. We were able to hold up support at 235. So going in for Monday, I want to see us continue to hold this level. If we are able to do this, then I want to see if we can actually make that test and get above $2.57. This will be essential for the stock because then I'd want to see if we can make our way to the 21-day EMA, which is around $2.85. I think this would bring a lot more buyers into the stock and then push us back to that $3 level, with it also, of course, being a psychological area, so I could see a lot of profit taking and selling. If the sell-off does continue, then the next area of support that we want to see hold up for BBIG will be right here around 222. And if we can't hold up 222, that's where we can start getting down even lower, down to the $2.10 area. So something that you're going to want to keep in mind there. But hey, let's see how BBIG performs for this coming week. But you're definitely going to want to look for a reversal, or it can start looking really bad. Now let's go on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for BBIG. So scrolling down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at recent filings here, we don't have any. We already covered these as well. But what you can notice right away, we have Vanguard that have been lowering their positions, as you can see from the value change of negative 22.64%, and as well as 25.59%, 23.09%, and as well as 14.33%. So this is something we're going to definitely want to keep an eye on. And then when we take a look at recent positions, like I said, this was at the end of February, which we covered, seeing institutions were purchasing up some shares. So now when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 50.67%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 4.03 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 100,000, updated 6 minutes ago. And then when we take a look at the short ball fee rate, at the latest it was at 8.85%, with the max on the day for Friday being at 9.23%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we could see for the close of the third, it was at 55.19. And then for the close of the fourth, for the Friday that just passed, being at 50.67. So it did go down a little bit, but one thing that is still clear, BBIG does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we see on the inflow it's at 6.48, and then on the outflow it's at 8.30. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 1.52, on the medium it was 3.86, and then on the small it was 1.10. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 2.55, on the medium it was 4.45, and then on the small it was 1.30. So overall it was an outflow day. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for March the 4th it was an outflow day of 1.03 million, and we've seen this for the past 5 trading days. And then when we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 11.30%. So no surprises there, since we have been experiencing weakness inside of the stock. Plus, we've been seeing, as far as volume is concerned, it has been a lot lower than usual. So the demand just isn't there like it was previously. So in order for us to see a turnaround, we need that buying volume coming in. We need to see strength inside of the tech sector. We'll talk about it further inside of the final thoughts, so let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, when it comes to the price action, on the Friday we ended up testing a low of $2.35. If we break through this level, where we want to see support hold up is around $2.22. And if that level breaks, then we can start visiting around $2.16. And if that support does break, then of course we want to see if $2 can hold up. So I'd definitely keep an eye on these levels, especially if we continue to see weakness inside of the market and we just don't see that demand coming into the stock. As far as for a reversal, you'd want to see the stock turn around and make that move to get above 260. And upon passing 260, that's where we want to see that level being passed at around $2.84. But again, this is why I'm saying you want to see strength inside of the market, because BBIG benefits from this. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. And that is one thing you want to keep an eye on. So if we end up having a catalyst, we can look forward to seeing a spike. We haven't gotten any news in regards to a record date, but I feel as soon as when we do get that, we should see some momentum coming into the stock. But the longer we wait, the more likely this stock is going to pull back alongside with the rest of the market, especially for this coming week and the week after, since we do have a big time Fed meeting when they decide, hey, how much are we going to be raising the interest rates by? So that's going to rock the whole entire tech sector. And as far as jumping into a swing trade, I would make sure that you have a stop loss so you can manage your overall risk. And this is why I say to emphasize doing your homework and as well as your due diligence. Have a good idea of where your entry is going to be and where your exit's going to be, and always to protect your profits. The last thing that you want is to be inside of a position when you are green and then all of a sudden it turns red on you. Again, it is not a good feeling whatsoever. And sorry to sound like a broken record, but if you're going to be trading these plays during these conditions, you can't be greedy. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how BBIG performs for this coming week. We'll talk soon.